name is Erik Segelbaum, and I am an advanced sommelier, which is just a fancy way of saying I have spent a lot of my life studying wine so that you don't have to. And today, I thought it might be fun to talk about one of the not so commonly understood concepts in wine, and that is what makes a red wine red. Now, you might not know this, but almost every single red wine you have ever had started its life as white or clear juice. I mean every red wine, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Malbec, Pinot Noir, Petit Verdot, Grenache, any red wine you can think of. The juice that comes out of those grapes is in fact clear. So you might be asking or wondering, where does that color come from? Well, I'm glad you asked because I'm here to tell you. The red wine achieves its color from pigments found in the skins of the grapes. So after the grapes are picked, the skins and grape solids are left to macerate or soak with the juice. Macerate is just the fancy schmancy term for that. And the longer they soak, the more color and pigment is extracted from the skins. Now, grapes have different thickness of skins. Thicker skinned grapes mean more pigments and therefore potentially darker wines. Thinner skinned grapes, as you can probably gather, less pigment, potentially lighter colored wines. But here's the important part. The color, the intensity of that color, and the concentration of that color has nothing to do with the body of a wine. Now, often darker color wines are fuller body, but this is not the rule. The reason for that is the body in wine has to do with so many other factors such as alcohol, tannin, and other structural elements. Now, if you're not familiar with tannins, those are the compounds that are found in grape skins and other things that give a wine, especially a red wine, sort of the chalky, powdery, mouth-coating, full feeling. In fact, if you've ever had sauteed spinach and it made your mouth all powdery, that's because spinach is pretty high in tannins. So, in addition to color, the skins also add something very important to the wine, and that is flavor. And again, they contribute tannins. So a thicker skinned grape is going to put more tannins in, which could potentially make the wine fuller body. Lastly, red wines often spend a good deal of time in barrels. That gives them more depth of flavor, more complexity. Also, oak barrels also have tannin. So at the end of the day, there are a lot of factors that contribute to what makes a red wine red, and also what makes that wine fuller, medium, or lighter bodied. Now, you can't really tell from color, so the best way is to just pour yourself a glass and enjoy. All right, so now you know all about how red wines are truly made. It's perfectly illustrated here with these two Herzog lineage Pinot Noirs, both from Clarksburg, both 100% Pinot Noir. One, as you can see, is a rosé because it had limited skin contact. The other is a full-on red wine because it had a little bit more skin contact, and there's definitely some oak in there, so they're not going to taste the same. But this is a perfect illustration of how one grape can run the gamut, and that's how red wine is made.